Everyone loves dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs? That seems pretty fake and gay.
Okay, almost everyone loves dinosaurs. But surprisingly, there's not a lot of dinosaur Pokemon. The ones that we do have, they share a lot of weaknesses between them. And because of this, I'm gonna be playing Pokemon Platinum only as a dinosaur Pokemon. Shout out to Dapping for suggesting this challenge. And now, let's get this shit started. And who's gonna be my wonderful starter? Well, I don't have to randomize it. It's gonna be Turtwig. If you're wondering why, Torterra's based off a Snappy Turtle, but also an Ankylosaur. Also some extinct turtles I can't pronounce, and also the World Turtle. So that's gonna be my starter. And now it's time for the first rival fight. And I know something weird about this fight. Barry just loves spamming Ground Leer for some reason. Like in Starlight, all he does is spam Ground and one quick attack before going down the tackles. And the Chimchar, I get a lucky tackle first turn. Then I slowly load it down. Like he spams Leer. I mean, he does go for a scratch on his last turn alive, but it was too little too late. So yeah, weird fight. And now it's time for a much less complicated fight with the gym leader, Rourke, the rock type one. First up says Geodude. I lead with Ankles. That's what I named Turtwig, by the way. Ankles. Razor Leaf one-shots. Out comes his Onyx. Quick Claw pops and Razor Leaf one-shots. Last up is his Ace, Cranios. Quick Claw pops. Razor Leaf almost takes Ice through the headbutt, but then he heals and Razor Leaf takes it out. You see, that was a lot more simple than that Barry fight. You know, I'm actually kind of surprised. That was the easiest I ever had with Rourke in my entire life, I think. Like, no flinching from headbutts. Also, that Cranios, that thing can be really deadly. I gotta give me one of those. And who needs new team members when Ankles is already evolving? And if this follows the anime's logic, you are about to get a hell of a lot worse from here. Looks like we're not following the anime because Ankles immediately swept Mars. First up to Zubat, I go for a Curse, she goes for Tox, but I have the P.E.K.K.A Berry on, so I give her my poison. And then she just goes for a Leech Life, and I take it down 2 tackles. Last up's her Pro, and 2 Razor Leaves do it in. Man, it feels good to sweep Pokemon that I've had trouble with as a kid. And now it's time for my next team member, finally. And it's... Actually, probably expect this on the thumbnail, for fuck's sakes. And it's Hoot Hoot. I'll explain in a minute. So the reason is this. All birds are dinosaurs. They are direct descendants of the theropods. When the non-avian dinosaurs died, the avian lineage survived and evolved into birds. I also really just want to use a Noctowl for a video. This was the perfect excuse. And I shall name you Kinesis. Ah, beautiful. A fossil. And I got a Cranidos. You see? The most obvious foreshadowing was obvious. And Rampardos is based off this dinosaur I can't pronounce. I am naming him Cranium, because look at that head. And Kinesis is already evolving. I can't recall why I like this thing so much. I just do. I don't know, I like a lot of weird Pokemon, y'all. Anyway, it's time to face Gardenia now, the grass-type gym leader. Kinesis sweeps her entire team. First up's her Turtwig, I put Sleep Hypnosis, 2 Plucks doing in. Next up's her Charm, same story, 2 Plucks doing in. Last up's her Ace, Rosa, and just like her other Pokemon, 2 Plucks doing in. And throw Salt in her wound. I stole her Citrus before it went down. And just like that, we settled the age-long debate of who won in a fight. A dinosaur or sunflower? Wait, I'm the only one who ever had that debate. And now it's time to face Team Galactic's Jupiter. First was a Zubat. Krina makes a debut. One-shots it with a Rock Tomb. Then out comes her Skunk Tank. That fucking Skunk Tank. Anyway, Krina does so much damage to her. Rock Tomb takedown, but then she goes down for taking the kill from the recoil. And then Kinesis finishes with an Uproar. I love when this fight's simple and easy, because can I just say, fuck that Skunk Tank. But you know what? We're past that now. Time for our next team member, Gibble. We all saw this coming. And I caught the little fuckhead, even though it almost killed itself. And I'll be naming you Jaws. If you're curious, this is where I got it. Garchomp's based off this. And Jaws is already evolving. You know, I always forget how fast Gibble evolves into Gabite. It's kind of weird if you think about it. Like, everything else is level 30. This, level 24. And now I show why having a Gabite starting on is overpowered. Well, technically, Dragon Rage is overpowered. Because if I have Fantina, first up's Duskull, 2 Dragon Rages do in. Next up's Haunter, 2 Dragon Rages. Last up's Miss Magius. Hit with a Dragon Rage before going down to a Shadow Ball. And then send out Kinesis, put it to sleep with a Hypnosis. And then I send in Cranium Finish and 1 Assurance. You know, in a way, it's extremely ironic that a team of dinosaurs beat the Ghost type, because think about it. Dinosaurs are all dead. So yeah, next badge is acquired, and now time for another berry fight. I hope to God it goes smoother than the last one. And it did! Kinesis takes out his lead star Ravio with Uproars. Next up is Bleezle, and Uproar takes that out as well. Out comes his Ace, Monferno. Kinesis gets an Uproar off, but then goes down to a Flame Wheel. I send in Jaws, and I decimate that thing with an Earthquake. Last up is Roselia. Earthquake one-shots that as well. Yep, that was a hell of a lot easier than the first fight. And speaking of things getting a lot easier, Ankles is evolving. You know, even after all these years of this game being out, level 32 Earthquake on Torterra is still insane to me. And now Cranium's evolving. I forgot this thing evolves at only level 30. Ah, Rampardos. So cool looking, but god damn do you suck. But you know who doesn't suck? Kinesis, because she sweeps most of Mayleen's team. Meditite gets a fake out off for getting one-shot by an air slash. Machop doesn't even chance to mooks it, also gets one-shot by an air slash. And last up's her Ace, Lucario. I put to sleep Hypnosis, taking a drain, but swapped to Angles and one-shot with Earthquake. You know, I used to struggle with her so much as a kid, and now I sweep her. And all that meant in my 20s playing a game for 5-year-olds, a lot less impressive. But you know what? Who cares? 4 gym badges in, and I barely had a challenge. ignoring the first berry fight, because fuck, that was annoying. Would you look at that? My next and final team member. Yeah, we're only rocking 5 this time around. You fucking whore. Alright, there we go. Second time's a charm. If you're curious why I'm catching this, it's based off the Apartosaurus. I think I pronounced that right. There's a very obvious name to name this. Oranges. And now it's time for another berry fight, and Kinesis sweeps his entire team. First up, Staravia puts some hypnosis and 2 air slashes take it out. Out comes his Buizel, hits me with an Aqua Jet, but then air slash one-shots it. Here's his Monferno, hits a powerful flame wheel, almost taking me out, but then air slash one-shots it. Last time Rosalia, air slash at 1 HP and punches it, so Confusion finishes it off. Okay, did not expect that easy of a fight, but you know what? I'll take it. I fucking love Noctowl. And here's more reason why I love this thing so much. It is my savior in this fight against the next gym leader, Wake. First up is Gyarados. I have nothing for that, so I leave with Kinesis, take heavy damage from Waterfall, then I put to sleep with Hypnosis. I then swap to Cranium. While it's asleep, I take it down 2 Rock Tombs. Up next is Quagsire. I swap to Oranges to get a stable battle, and swap to both of us our moves. Amazing start. And then I hit a Razor Leaf, and it doesn't one-shot it. Tropius is so fucking bad. I can't one-shot a Pokemon with a 4 times weakness with a stab move. Takes out another Razor Leaf, but that's still inexcusable. Last up is Ace, Floatzel, and oh boy, it's a threat. I stack off Origins to it as it goes down to an Ice Fang, so I can swap to Cranium. I survive a Brine and hit a Rock Tomb, which is critical because at lower speed. Next turn, Cranium goes down to an Aqua Jet, but then I can send in Jaws, hit with the Earthquake, and I barely miss a knockout, and Jaws gets murdered by an Ice Fang. I then second Kinesis back out, taking a Crunch, I take out the Demon with 1 Air Slash. Okay, that got pretty close. I am actually genuinely shocked by that. That was the first try. Let's continue multiple attempts. And by the way, I'm not kidding. I have nothing for a Gyarados. You wanna know what's my only Pokemon I can learn Electric type move? Rampardos. Yeah, 'cause for some reason, Rampardos can learn Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, and Flamethrower. I don't know either. But hey, that's the next badge, and now time to fight Cyrus for the first time. Let's get to it. Remember how earlier I said Rampardos was fucking useless? Guess what? I found its one use. Sweeping the first Cyrus fight. Yeah, Rock Tomb one-shots all of his Pokemon. So congratulations, Cranium. You were good for one thing. And I'm immediately eating my words because Cranium here is useful for another thing. Taking out 2 of Barry's Pokemon. Yeah, it's the next Berry fight. First up, Staraptor. I paralyze with Bison with Orange. Swap the Cranium. Rock Tomb one-shots it. Out comes his Floatzel. He goes for Aqua Jet, taking out 2 Rock Tombs and barely survive. Good job, Cranium. Then out comes Heracross, Night Slash finishes me off. So then I send in Oranges and hit Aerial Ace. And this time, the 4 times effective a stab one-shots it. Out comes Infernape. Because for Flame, I go for Bison. I paralyze it. Then I go for Aerial Ace. Don't kill it. But then he's paralyzed and Aerial Ace takes it out. Last up is Roserade. And I figured, oh my god, Oranges got this hit with an Aerial Ace. And then Grass Whistle. You annoying. So then I swap out to Kinesis, finish with an Air Slash. And now as I face Byron, the Steel-type gym leader. First with Magneton, with Ankles, Earthquake one-shots. Out comes Steel. Let's go for Earthquake. Do a little over half. And he goes for Ice Fang. I did not know it had that, and Ankles barely holds on. Earthquake takes out the Steel Legs. Unless it's Bastion, it's 4 times weak. Earthquake kills that thing. You know, Byron, I gotta give you this. You did more damage than I thought you would. And now, on some Team Galactic bullshit, and then, the dreaded Ice Gym. Alright, fine. I apologize for calling you useless, Cranium. He sweeps Sad's entire team. Go back, Mr. Supersonic, the Rock Gym one-shots, out comes Bronzer. I decided, you know what? Fuck it, why not? Let's try Fire Blast. It does about 60%. Yep, that's what I expected, honestly. Another 5 out. Last up is his Toxicroak, Quick Claw pops, and Zen Headbutt one-shots it. Okay, Cranium, you actually have some uses. I'm sorry. I guess Rampardos is the ultimate Team Galactic killer. I don't know, because we're fighting Mars now. It's the exact same fight. Instead of a Toxicroak, she has a Paroga that goes out a couple Rock Tombs. I guess if you're having Team Galactic this game, get a Rampardos. And if you're playing Pearl, haven't even known your trading card, I guess eat shit. I don't know. And now we're at potentially the hardest part of the video. The Ice-type gym leader, Canis, is coming up. And if you notice, 4 of my team members are weak to Ice. 3 of them being 4 times weaknesses. So yeah, this is gonna be fun. Oy vey. Might as well rip the band-aid off quickly. First up, just Sneeze. I leave with Ankle. She goes for Ice Shard to about half my health. I go for Earthquake, and I barely miss a knockout. But then next turn, she heals. Earthquake gets to one-shot in there. Out comes her Abomasnow. I swapped to Oranges as a sack-up. Surprisingly, it survived an Avalanche. It goes out next turn doing no damage because Tropius is slow as shit, but still impressive it took a 4 times hit like that. I sent in Jaws to kill the Abomasnow with a Fire Blast, which I need choice specs for the one-shot. I didn't expect that, and also disappointed. Here's one fact for you. Rampardos has a higher special attack set than a Bite. Out comes her Pill, so I miss a Fire Blast, go down to 1 Avalanche. I send an Ankles back out, and I get a quick Razor Leaf and a one-shot it. I sliced that swine into pork chops. And last up's her Ace Frost, I got a really bad Mega Evolution. I just want to shoehorn that in there. It sucks. She takes Ankles out with the Blizzard. I send in Cranium. She goes for Double Team. I hit a Rock Tomb and barely missed a knockout. Then she goes for Blizzard. Cranium tanks it with a quarter health and finishes it with 1 more Rock Tomb. I thank God the Zoom ones exist. Without it, that would have been much more annoying. Surprisingly, that was only like my 5th or 6th attempt at this fight. So yeah, all things considered, a lot easier than I thought. And now it's potentially the hardest run in the game. And now let's finally deal with Team Galactic or Plasma, whatever the hell their names are in this game. It's Galactic. In the first part of the second fight with Cyrus, he goes with Sneeze, I'll lead with Kinesis. Sneeze goes for Ice Punch, Dinosaur Power with 10 health, up and Reflect. Next turn goes for Quick Attack, down goes Kinesis. Send in Cranium, Quick Claw, Pops, and Rock Tomb, one-shots. Out comes his Crab, goes for Supersonic, and I hit myself. My luck. Next turn I step back and go for Rock Tomb. I didn't one-shot it. I wish Rock Tomb wasn't your best move, especially at level 46, and it was also a TM. Quick Claw pops, next turn I finish with the Rock Tomb. Last up is Honchkrow. Nightshade leaves me in red health. I go for a Rock Tomb and miss the one-shot again. But next turn Quick Claw pops again, Rock Tomb finishes it. That Sneasel was dangerous. I could have easily killed my entire team. It's gonna become a Weavile in the next fight. Dear lord. Time for the dreaded double battle of every Pokemon Platinum run. The one with Barry against Jupiter and Mars. And Barry hard carries my ass for the first time in a while. So first up's the Bronzors. I go for Fire Blast on one with Jaws, doing about half and Burnate. Much less to stare in the cut corner. Bronzor sets up both screens. Next turn I take out one of the Bronzors with another Fire Blast. And out comes Perugly. And it puts Jaws to sleep with Hypnosis. And Jaws stays asleep for the next 5 turns. Never happens to me, but during those turns, Munchlax goes down, Heracross comes out, takes Perugly out with a close combat, then goes into Bronzor's extra sensor, then Barry sends out Infernape and finishes Bronzor with a Flame. Then Jaws finally wakes up and hits a Fire Blast on Golbat. So I switch to Cranium as Barry burns the Skuntank, now out in the field with the Will-O-Wisp. Next turn I hit a Rock Slide, taking out one of the Golbats and doing half of Skuntank's health. Infernape goes down and out comes Barry Staraptor, goes for takedown, Skuntank goes down. And last one is in one more Golbat, Cranium kills it with a Rock Slide. Now it's time for the final Cyrus fight. But first, I use a Rare Candy on Jaws to make it evolve into a Garchomp. I mean, Weavile with Ice Punch still one-shots the same, but I'm gonna need all the boosts I can get for this fight. No more delay, it's time for the final Cyrus fight, and I got so fucking lucky, not joking. So first up is Houndoom, I leave with Kinesis, he goes with Thunderfang, I put to sleep with Hypnosis. Next turn he sits asleep, I set up a Reflect, I swap the Jaws, one shot with the Earthquake, out comes Weavile, I swap the Oranges on a Fake Out. Next turn is an Ice Punch, and Oranges survives it. Like, I know I got Reflect up and everything, but I am shocked it took. The next turn it goes down to a Night, so Sending Cranium, Quick Claw pops, and Rock Slide one-shots it. Out comes Gyarados and Reflect ends. I swap to Kinesis, I take a Waterfall to red health, then he misses an Ice Fan, get a new Reflect up. Kinesis goes down, send Cranium back out, and thanks to Reflect, I can take a Waterfall one-shot with Rock Slide. Honchkrow comes out, goes for a Psychic, brings Cranium to red health, and Rock Slide one-shots. The last up is Crobat. Take Cranium out with a Cross Poison, I send in Jaws to get out with 2 Dragon Claws. So yeah, you see what I mean? I got lucky there. Like, I could do that fight 1,000, no, 1,000,000 more times. I could not replicate what happened there. So now, thankfully, 2 of the hardest fights are behind us. Let's finish this run. And the first part of that's battling Volkner, the 8th Gym Leader, the Electric type line. And I have a fast ground type that knows Earthquake, and Jaws is a Garchomp. I one-shot all of his Pokemon with Earthquake. Yeah, that's no surprise. I'm trying to think, when was the last time I actually struggled with Volkner? Like, it's always a huge shutdown from the Cyrus fight. Maybe I should do a flying type only. Like, nope, that wouldn't work. I can get Gliscor and easily destroy him. Huh. Volkner's just really easy gym leader. Up next is the final fight with Barry. We both leave our birds. He goes for close combat, I go for Reflect. He then goes for another close combat, I put him to sleep with Hypnosis. I then swap to Cranium and one-shot with the Rock Slide. Next up is Floatzel. He goes for Brick, destroying the Reflect as I barely missed a kill on Rock Slide. Then he goes for Aqua Jet, and Cranium survives with 4 health. Then finishes with another Rock Slide. Heracross comes out and bashes Cranium in with a Rock Slide. I send out Oranges and an Air Slash one-shots it. He sends an Infernape, goes for Flamethrower, and Oranges survives with 8 HP and hits a powerful Air Slash. Oranges falls next turn, I send in Jaws. Takes a Focus Blast, and I finish the Monkey off with an Earthquake. Roseray comes out, gets one-shot by an Earthquake. Last up is Snorlax. I go for Brick Break, doing about 60%. He goes for Body Slam, misses the Paralyze, and I finish it with another Brick Break. Now that's done, it's time for the Elite Four. First up's the Bug Boy, Aaron. Like everyone expected, Cranium swept him. Rockslide one-shots the Mega. Then out comes his Scizor. I still have Fire Blast, so that one-shots it. Out comes Heracross. Quick Claw pops, then Headbutt one-shots. It's Best Be Queen, Rockslide one-shots, and last up Strapion. It wasn't a one-shot, it heals all a bit, but Rockslide eventually took it out. Now on to the next member. The next member is Bertha, the ground-type trainer. Anyone was thinking, I have 2 grass-types, one that's flying to slow his ground-type moves. Do I use them? Nope. I set up Kinesis, set up a Reflect, Hypnosis, swap the Cranium, set up 3 Swords Dances, a Rock Polish, and I one-shot all of our Pokemon's then Headbutt. If you wonder why I did that, Gliscor's fucking annoying and has Ice Fang. Now on to the next member. The next member is Flint, the Fire-type trainer. I have a Garchomp that knows Earthquake. I one-shot all of his Pokemon. On to the next member, or final member I should say. The final member is Lucian, the Psychic-type one, and coincidentally, he also did the most damage to me. Jaws has Crunch, so I crunch his entire team, taking heavy damage to his Gallade, and I go down to a Psycho Cut. I sending Kinesis, take it out, but I get hit by a Stone to get one shot. I then send in Oranges, who misses the Stone Edge, and Air Slash finishes it off. Now on to the champion. Here we are, the champion fight with Cynthia. Some consider this one of the hardest fights in Pokemon, the toughest champion of all time. Ice Sweeper. I lead up Kinesis, put her Spirit Team to sleep, swap to Cranium, set up 2 Swords, and it's a Rock Polish, and I'll sweep through her entire team. Hell, I one-shot everything but her Garchomp, but she misses a Dragon Rush. So yeah, I became the champion with the Major Cheese. So, what did we learn today? We learned that Tropius has more uses than we thought. And also, Hypnosis on Noctowl is powerful, and Guard Chomp and Repardos are crazy with their attack stats. Hope you all enjoy. Like, subscribe, switch to future, all that bullshit, and I'll see y'all later. Peace, bitches!